6 months ago, I was living what most people would call the perfect life. Waking up to ocean views on Australia's Gold Coast, making good money, in top shape, and a comfortable routine. Last week, I found myself sitting alone in my Dubai apartment, looking at the palm 8,000 miles from everything I knew, questioning if I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. But here's what I discovered about comfort. It's the most dangerous drug you'll ever take. And once I understood why successful people constantly put themselves in uncomfortable positions, everything changed. Let me paint a picture for you of my life in Australia. I'd wake up, I'd walk to the balcony, look at the beach outside my window, feel the wave of contentment that washed over me. Days would just pass. I was happy, I was comfortable, and that's exactly the problem. Because while I was comfortable, I was slowly dying inside. My fitness started slipping. I'll work out tomorrow became my daily mantra. My drive plateaued. Why push harder when things were good enough? I was living in what I call the comfort prison. It feels amazing, but you're slowly losing the edge that got you there in the first place. And the scariest part, I almost didn't even notice it happening. The wake-up call came during a conversation with my mentor. He asked me a simple question. If you keep doing exactly what you're doing now, where will you be in 5 years? I realized I'd be in the exact same place. Same apartment, same routine, same level of success. And that terrified me more than any risk I could take. That's when I understood something that changed everything. Every single time in my life that I'd put myself into an uncomfortable position, I'd seen incredible returns. Not immediately, but the growth always came. Moving to a new city when I was younger, not knowing a single person, leaving the job that I hated at the time, working at a bar, stacking shelves at a supermarket, starting my business with no safety net. Every uncomfortable decision had led to the biggest breakthroughs of my life. So I started asking myself, what if comfort isn't the goal? What if discomfort is actually the pathway to everything I could ever want? The decision to move to Dubai came down to 4 things I knew would force me to grow. First is the environment reset. I'm a huge believer that your environment shapes your behavior. In Australia, I was surrounded by the same triggers that led to comfort. Same couch where I'd waste hours scrolling, hours playing on my Xbox, the same social circles that were content with good enough. I needed to put myself somewhere that demanded more from me every single day. Second, the people upgrade. I wanted to be around individuals who had unshakable mindsets, people who saw obstacles as opportunities, not excuses. In Dubai, I'm surrounded by entrepreneurs, athletes, and high achievers who push me just by existing in the same space. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I wanted to raise that average. Third, the growth forcing function. When something scares you, that's usually a sign you need to do it. Moving to Dubai terrified me. New country, new culture, no financial safety net, no friends or family nearby. But I learned that fear is just excitement without breath. I was either going to grow or sink, and I'd rather find out which one than wonder what if for the rest of my life. Fourth, obviously, the financial strategy. Let's be practical here. Dubai has 0 income tax versus Australia, 35% total rate. No thanks. That extra 35 that I can reinvest into my business instead of it disappearing to the government means I can grow my business more, essentially. And that was impossible back at home. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this hasn't been easy. I miss my family terribly. I miss my Sunday lunches with my mum, my dad, not being able to see my siblings or my nephews grow up. Feeling isolated when I'm used to having my support system 5 minutes away. There are moments, especially late at night, when I question everything, when I wonder if I gave up something beautiful for something uncertain. But here's what I've learned about discomfort. It's temporary. The growth, it's permanent. Every day here pushes me in ways that comfort never could. I'm learning new cultures, building resilience, expanding my worldview, and most importantly, proving to myself that I can actually do this, that I can thrive anywhere. My business, it's doing better than ever. I'm changing more lives, impacting more people every single month. And my fitness is back on track. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in, and my mindset has shifted from this is good enough to what's truly possible. This isn't really about Dubai versus Australia. This is about a choice we all face. Do you choose comfort or do you choose growth? Because you can't have both. Comfort tells you to stay where things are predictable. Growth demands you to step into the unknown. Comfort surrounds you with people who won't challenge you. Growth seeks out those who make you uncomfortable with your current level. Comfort asks, what if I fail? Growth asks, what if I succeed beyond my wildest dreams? The people getting extraordinary results in life aren't necessarily smarter or more talented. They're just more willing to be uncomfortable for longer periods of time. Look, I'm not saying you need to move to to another country. But I am asking you this. What's the thing you know you should be doing, but you're avoiding because it feels scary or uncomfortable? What environment change could force you to level up? What people should you be around with more? What challenge are you avoiding because it might not work out? Your future self is watching the decisions you make today. 6 months from now, you're going to be somewhere different regardless. The question is, do you want to be 6 months more comfortable or 6 months more capable? My younger self would be proud that I took the leap. My future self will thank me for being willing to be uncomfortable now for a better tomorrow. And my favorite quote, I was actually thinking about getting this tattooed on me, but it's a little bit long. Most people will sacrifice what they want most for what they want now. Let that sink in and think about it. The only risk in life isn't failure. It's getting so comfortable that you forget what you're capable of. What's your Dubai? And when are you going to book the ticket? And if this resonated with you at all, let me know in the comments what uncomfortable decision that you've been avoiding, and I'll give you my best advice. And if you want to follow along on my journey, hit subscribe because I'm going to be documenting everything, the wins, the struggles, and the lessons that I have learned. Sometimes the biggest risk in life is not taking any risk at all.